The LTTB is a Soviet Tier 7 light tank. Development of the light tank project was started in the early 1944 at factory number 174. The project was cancelled during the design phase and the phase of setting tactical and technical requirements. The LTTB is more or less the T-50-2 with physics applied. In World of Tanks, the LTTB leads to the T-54 lightweight, but let's see how it fares in some gameplay. Hello guys and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. As you can see, today we'll be driving the LTTB on the map Prokhorovka, and well, what else can you want? You got a light tank on pretty nice match here and a pretty nice map, that is Prokhorovka, and we're going to see how you should actively spot with your light tanks. So driving the LTTB is KraljnaCestama, and if you're not from the Balkans, this doesn't mean anything to you, but I'll try and explain why this name really suits the replay that we have here. So the literal translation to English would be King on the Road, and well, he is driving off-road. It really doesn't make any sense because he is in a tank and he is going to drive off-road, but when you see how the irony here that he is called the King on the Road and he is driving off-road. Yeah, I digress from the replay, so let's get back to, well, what we came to see here. How you should spot on your light tanks when you're in a tier 10 match here and you get a pretty nice match here, well, map-wise, so you get Prokhorovka. So he is just doing loops. This is what you can do in your light tanks. And LTTB is one of the best light tanks to do so because, well, tank gets 68 km per hour top speed, and as you can see, it is very capable climbing hills and just driving off fast enough to not get shot by the light tanks and the medium tanks that are occupying on the middle. Now why is this important? Well, you can see that the entirety of his team, well, the tank destroyers in his team, and there is a lot of them, are just camping on the 1 and 2 line. That's usually what happens on this map, and it is crucial. Oh, watch out there, Spielpanzer 1C. You're going to get the bad end of this ram every time. So, I was talking about the tank destroyers that are camping. Why is this important? Why is the job that King on the Road, KraljnaCestama, is doing here is, well, because if you don't get spots on the enemies, another ram here on the Spielpanzer. Really, the turn radius on this LTTB is not that great, but well, it doesn't matter really. If you don't get the spots on the medium tanks and light tanks on the middle, they are going to spot your tank destroyers and your medium tanks and light tanks, and you are going to get shot. So it is really important that you, well, spot the enemies first and allow a lot of your tank destroyers, there is 5 of them and 1 medium and artillery on the right side, to just put shots in them. So as you can see, the situation is pretty nice so far for the friendly team. They have a lot of heavy tanks on the hill, and that's one strange thing. I see a lot of heavy tanks going towards the 0 line, which is, I don't believe that's the most, well, that's the best position for the heavy tanks. I believe this STB1 should be on the hill where the heavy tanks are, and the heavy tanks should be where this STB1 is. So yeah, this map is, well, playing quite differently than I was expecting. So yeah, King on the Road, KraljnaCestama is driving his LTTB just in circles here. Really not, it looks like he's not doing anything, but in fact he is keeping these tanks spotted, and that's the most important thing so far. Well, that, and just whenever you get the enemy tank spotted, they are going to play it more carefully and they're not going to poke out to shoot at your friendly tanks. So he is doing a double job here, allowing his friendly team to shoot on the enemy tanks and, well, just scaring the enemy tanks not to get shot so they back off. Now this shot was pretty close, though there is 1 or 2 things that could happen here. The first of them being that one of his friendlies was shooting on LTTB, which is, well, I don't believe that happened. And the other thing would be that probably one of the light tanks or the medium tanks in the enemy team has gone to the some position on one line, and he has the shot on the LTTB that is driving so far in the friendly part of the map. So how can you sense if there is a light tank or a medium tank somewhere spotting you? Well, this is how. You get spotted when you should be in a pretty nice position there not to get spotted. So he was on D4 and he got spotted. That means that probably there is a light tank or a medium tank somewhere on the one line. You're still getting spotted here. Well, that's expected when you try and spot on the middle, but the speed of the LTTB is what's keeping him going now and, well, not getting shot by the enemy tanks. So the map is still going very well. He is asking for a artillery to join his team. This is something that you should do. He was asking for the artillery to join because he wants to finish the mission, and he probably needs some damage from that artillery and, well, all of the medium tanks and the tank destroyers on the right side. He just needs the damage because he is the last light tank left here, and after that he's, well, going to have all the spots and all the damage to himself. So I've been trying for the last couple of days to finish off the light tank 14 mission. The 14th mission for the T-54, so I should get, I believe it's 5,000 or 6,000 spotting damage in a platoon. And I'm just not getting it done. I just cannot finish this. It takes a pop here on the T-49. T-49 also misses. Yeah, I'm talking about the not getting the mission done. It is so hard for me. I don't believe that I'm a bad LTTB driver. I also have the LTTB. Certainly I still want to get the master badge. I didn't get it. But I don't believe that I'm such a bad driver that I cannot finish the mission alone. It's just I'm not getting the map. I always get the city maps. And it is when you take into a consideration that there is, I believe, around 30 maps in World of Tanks. There is only a couple of maps that you can spot on. There is Prokhorovka and Malinovka and maybe Fisherman's Bay, and I can't remember any of other maps that you can like actively or passively spot. That it's just hard. So that's one of the problems when doing the personal missions for any tank, even for the lower tier tanks. You just have to get the T-49 trying to put one in the LTTB and get shot down by the 75 from the hill. You just have to get a good map to finish off the mission like that. I remember the last time I was spotting on this map, I was driving the bad jet. I had like 6,000 spot. It is so easy to spot this map, and I'm not saying that. Oh, there is the tank that was spotting on him and shooting him. That's the Speerpanzer 1C on the enemy team that had a really nice position there to spot on the movement of the LTTB and try and put a shot in him. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. When you get spotted somewhere on your side of the map, you know that there is a tank in the position on the one line. So I'm not going to say that it is easy to spot on this map. It is pretty hard. You have to be constantly looking at the enemy tanks and, well, not to get shot. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. As long as you're alive, you are going to have the spots on the enemy team. But also you have to be in a really good tank to do the spotting. And now we can see that he's driving his LTTB very dangerously here. He goes for the IS-7, finds the back of the IS-7. He finally gives some courage to the tank destroyers in his team. That's the ISU-152, and the ISU finishes off the IS-7. Now he does a really nice thing here. He uses his armor, 90mm on the front of the LTTB, to put one shot in the Speerpanzer and then ram him for the kill. Now going for the T-10. Huge shot from the T-10, but now he has the back and that's his second kill. And I believe this is all over. He only needs to spot the mouse. He has a couple of tank destroyers aiming at his position, artillery probably as well. Spots the mouse, finds the mouse here. The mouse is trying to turn, but it's really not going to happen. And, well, where is the artillery? The artillery usually goes to the K1. We can expect him on that position. Oh no, there's the artillery near the base. Pop on the LTTB, not really there. That's a GG, and let's take a look at the post-game stats. As we can see, we had a really nice game here in the LTTB. We got a couple of medals like Spotter, Duelist, Patrol Duty for all those spots, and of course the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. On the team score sheet, we can see that he finished first with only 890 damage, 2 kills, but 1632 experience. On the detailed report, we can see that he fired 7 shots, of which 4 hit the target and 4 penetrated. And with the premium account, he was able to score 67,000 credits. But the most important thing here to notice is that he got 9,700 spotting damage just by driving his LTTB in a circular motion on the middle of the map, which is pretty nice. At the end, let's just take a look what we saw in this gameplay now. We saw how you should actively spot when you are driving a fast tank. You don't have to spot passively every time, and he had the binoculars and the camonet for a passive spot, but he decided that it is more important for him to drive around and try and spot on the enemy team in the middle, and that's got him to the 9,700 spotting damage. Also important thing to notice is that he always kept his tank safe. Whenever he got spotted, he immediately rushed back to the safety of the plane below him, and he didn't allow the enemy team to shoot at him at any moment. And at the end of the game, he used the excellent mobility of the tank to go around the heavy tanks and finish them off one by one. As always guys, if you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, you can leave a dislike and leave a comment what you think about the replay or the LTTB. If you don't know what to watch next, you have in the top right corner the small button that can lead you to a previous video. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can do it now. I hope you guys like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.